Hi, I'm Hillary.
I'm Christine.
And we work here at RCAL, the Resource Center for Accessible Living, right here in Ulster County, New York. And today, Christine and I are going to talk about everyone's favorite topic, transportation. All right, so Ulster County is a somewhat rural area. We do have one city, Kingston, our lovely city of Kingston. Yep. And but other than that, it's made up of just small villages and towns. And transportation, depending on where you live, could either be a breeze, whether you're driving a car through some beautiful country roads along the Hudson River, or you're trying to navigate public transportation.
Yes.
So Christine and I are going to talk about some tips and tricks on how to get from point A to point B, especially if you're someone living in an area like we do in the sticks. Yep. And are dependent on public transportation. So take it away.
All right. What are some options that we have? Well, we have Paratransit.
So what's Paratransit?
It's part of the UCAT system.
UCAT? So UCAT is Ulster County's beautiful area transit system.
Right. Yes, it is.
And they, from my understanding, run some paratransit. And paratransit is the ADA, which is Americans with Disabilities Act, says that everyone, whether you have a disability or not, needs to have access to public services, including transportation. Yes. So in answer to that, in Ulster County and in many counties and cities and states across the United States, there may be paratransit or accessible services in your area. So ours is paratransit. What paratransit does is it mirrors the regular route. But if you're maybe someone who's mobility impaired, or maybe you have a cognitive disability or another type of disability that makes riding the regular route prohibitive because of your disability, it's not accessible to you, you can apply for paratransit services. And what that will do is it will allow you to use the bus route just like everyone else. So maybe the closest bus stop to you is like a mile away, but you're still along the fixed route. So in Ulster County, it's 3/4 of a mile off the fixed route. They will go 1.5 miles off the fixed route, but you may have to pay an additional charge for that. However, let's imagine you're 3/4 of a mile along the fixed route, and you need to get from point A to point B, and unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, you can't access the regular transportation system because of your disability. So you can call up Paratransit, get an application, talk to myself or Christine or anyone from an employment department. We can help you to fill out that application, get you approved, and then you can schedule rides the same way you might do with anything else, like a doctor's appointment where you call, let them know where you're trying to go, the times that you need to be there. Paratransit will come, they'll bring you to your destination and bring you back as long as it aligns with the regular Ulster County Rural Area Transit bus route.
Indeed.
So that's one idea.
That's one idea.
Christine, what is another idea?
Well, there's Uber and Lyft.
Oh, Uber and Lyft. I've heard of these. These are ride-sharing apps.
They
So
are.
tell us more.
Well, you'll need a smartphone for it. You have to download the app.
Okay.
You upload either, I think it's a PayPal account or your debit card, credit card, and you just go on the app. You put in the address you need to be at. You select the ride, and it'll let you know when the driver's on their way. I will say it is more expensive than Paratransit.
Okay, so it's a little more, costs a little bit more. But if I'm someone who's not dependent on it every single day, and I just need to get a ride here or there, it may be a really good solution if I don't have transportation otherwise.
Yep, it is an option, especially as a backup plan. Just something to have on your phone just in case you miss your ride. It's always good to have Uber or Lyft on your phone, just in case.
That's a really smart idea.
Yes.
All right, so we've got our paratransit services, our Uber and Lyft services, but what about the regular UCAT bus?
That's always an option. Kingston City Bus
is now merged with the UCAT bus, so we now have one bus system, but it travels all through the city of Kingston and to most villages and towns throughout Ulster County, although I do not believe it goes out to the Hardenburg, Denning, or Sundown area, unfortunately.
No, I don't believe
But if you are trying to get from the top of the county, which is Saugerties, all the way down to the bottom, which is Ellenville, chances are with some route planning, you could definitely get from point A to point B. And so, speaking of route planning, does UCAT have a way that people could plan out their route and track the bus in live time?
They have a mobile app.
Oh, so if I'm a little bit tech savvy, I can download UCAT's mobile app, put in my routes, track the bus in live time, and I even heard that there is Wi-Fi on the buses. Is that true?
Yes, there is. Absolutely. And if you ride a bike, you could ride a bike maybe halfway to a stop and then attach your bike for the rest of the ride.
Oh, so I can
accommodate that. You could do a hybrid.
Bike.
Yeah.
Can I flag the bus along the route if I'm trying to go to work and my job is not an actual stop on the route?
It's along the route, yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I can stand out as long as it's a safe place for the bus to pull over.
It has to be at the same side of the road.
Same side of the road and a safe area. I can flag the bus to pull over and bring me, and I could get on there or get off there too. All right. So we've got our paratransit service, our regular transportation services. We have our Uber and Lyft. But what if I have Medicaid and I need to get to an appointment?
There's Medicaid Taxi.
I could use the Medicaid transportation. So if I'm someone who maybe needs to get to my doctor's appointment, and I used to utilize maybe a staff member to bring me there, and now because of COVID, my access to staff is more limited. Doesn't mean I have to cancel my doctor's appointments. It sounds like what you're saying. I could in fact use my Medicaid and take a Medicaid taxi to and from. And is that something my care manager could help me set up?
Absolutely.
All right. So my care manager could help me coordinate that service for me so I don't miss any of my doctor's appointments. That sounds like it's really important.
Very.
And I think we're missing one of the most important ones. Friends and family.
Oh, of course.
Well, actually, we'll go
or
one
neighbor,
more.
a trusted neighbor.
Or even, could I, if I wanted to, and if depending on my disability was an option for me, could I get my driver's license myself?
That is always an option.
It is always an option. So anyway, we've got lots of great options. Friends and family. So friends and family, how do you use that though? It's not an app, right?
Well, you gotta call and ask ahead of time. You want to give them time to prepare. Most people don't like, surprise calls in the middle of the day. Give them some notice. Members of your church might be able to help, or faith community. Neighbors, I think I mentioned. But yeah, just calling people ahead of time, maybe a week ahead of time, giving them your schedule and asking for help.
So if I'm going somewhere regularly, like maybe to work, or maybe I'm a member of like a bowling league or something like that, I could also maybe ask other people at my job, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And if there's someone who I trust,
yes, that's the big piece.
Right? And I find someone who I trust and maybe lives near me,
and who has reliable transportation.
And also
if their car breaks down every other day, that's
but
probably not a good option.
And if I do rely on someone for transportation, it may also be nice to offer to pay for some of the gas for my trip. So, a good rule of thumb is gas right now is about $3 a gallon. And, I think most cars get about anywhere from 10 to 30 miles per gallon. So if it's a short trip, maybe offer them $5 for gas. If it's longer, if you're leaving the county or the area, ask them what they think might be fair. But it's always important if you are getting rides from someone to at least offer to reciprocate. And then they may be more willing to drive you around more often.
Yeah.
All right, well, those are some of our transportation solutions. We recognize that they may not work for everyone, and everyone's disability is different. And the only other thing I wanted to add in there is if you do have a mobility impairment and you do need accessible transportation, Access VR and OPWDD, depending on your specific situation, if it's work related or not, does help with van modifications in terms of taking vans and making them fully accessible.
Awesome.
All right, well, thank you. Christy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.